What if I told you that your grandmother's garden held secrets that modern medicine has almost completely forgotten? Right now, nearly half of all adults over 55 are walking around with a ticking time bomb in their chests. High blood pressure, the silent killer that claims more lives globally than any other single cause. And here is what the pharmaceutical companies will never tell you. Many of their most profitable drugs originally came from plants that you could grow in your own backyard. But somewhere along the way, we stopped growing them. We forgot them. Today, we are uncovering 12 medicinal plants our ancestors cultivated for centuries that science is now proving can genuinely help lower blood pressure. Plants you can grow yourself at a fraction of the cost. Stick around, because number 4 on this list contains a compound so powerful that in clinical trials, it lowered blood pressure as effectively as prescription medication. You have probably seen it in your local supermarket your entire life without ever knowing its secret. Welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. We explore forgotten knowledge that can genuinely improve your health and independence. Drop a comment below and let me know if you have ever grown any medicinal plants yourself. Now, before we dive in, I am not a doctor, and nothing I share today replaces professional medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before making changes, especially if you are already taking blood pressure medication. Now let's count down from number 12. Number 12. Yarrow. Picture the rolling hills of Loristan province in western Iran. For generations, local healers there have reached for a delicate white flowering plant with feathery leaves called Achillea tenuifolia. According to a 2021 review published in Advances in Experimental Medicine and Biology, yarrow has been used across Persian traditional medicine, specifically for treating high blood pressure. The plant works through powerful antioxidant compounds that help relax blood vessel walls. Yarrow thrives in poor soil, tolerates drought, and spreads readily. Your great-grandmother probably had it growing wild along her fence line. Start it from seed in a sunny spot and harvest the flowers and leaves for tea. But if yarrow works by relaxing your blood vessels, our next plant attacks the problem through a completely different pathway, involving a bright red berry prized across Asia for over 1,000 years. Number 11. Barberry. Those striking red berries hanging from thorny branches contain a compound called berberine that researchers have been studying intensively. In the Kazarun region of southern Iran, barberry has been a remedy for heart conditions for centuries. A 2021 systematic review confirmed that barberry demonstrates measurable blood pressure, lowering effects. Berberine improves how your blood vessels respond to relaxation signals, and it helps with cholesterol. The shrub tolerates various soil types, and it needs minimal care once established. Imagine walking into your garden and picking your own heart-healthy berries. Now, berberine is powerful, but what if I told you there is a plant that ancient druids considered so sacred they performed rituals beneath it? Number 10. European mistletoe. Yes, that mistletoe, the one hanging in doorways during the holidays. But Viscum album has a history far older than Christmas traditions. The ancient druids of Northern Europe called it all heal. That was not poetry. That was observation. A 2024 review in Frontiers in Pharmacology confirmed that mistletoe extracts lower blood pressure through the nitric oxide pathway, relaxing smooth muscle in artery walls. A clinical pilot study found that mistletoe tincture at just 10 drops 3 times daily reduced blood pressure and serum triglycerides in human subjects. Mistletoe requires a host tree, so home cultivation is tricky, but extracts are widely available. The berries are toxic, so never consume those. Only use properly prepared leaf and twig extracts. We went from ancient druids to modern laboratories, and the science backed up what those old healers knew. But our next plant takes us even further east, to a spice that changed global trade. Number 9. Cardamom. In 2009, researchers in India gave patients with stage 1 hypertension 3 grams of cardamom powder daily. After 12 weeks, mean arterial pressure dropped by an average of 19 millimeters of mercury. The study was published in the Indian Journal of Biochemistry and Biophysics. Cardamom has been cultivated in the forests of southern India for over 1,000 years. Arab traders brought it west. Vikings prized it so highly, they established trade routes specifically to obtain it. Add it to your morning coffee, or brew it into tea. You can even grow cardamom plants indoors with humidity and indirect light. Speaking of ancient wisdom, our next plant was specifically recommended by one of the greatest physicians in human history, whose medical texts guided doctors for over 500 years. Number 8. Lemon balm. In the 11th century, the Persian physician Ibn Sina, known as Avicenna, wrote extensively about heart conditions in his famous canon of medicine. His recommendation included combining treatments with Melissa officinalis, lemon balm. Almost 1,000 years later, a 2021 double-blind clinical trial published in Phytotherapy Research found that lemon balm demonstrated effects on both systolic and diastolic blood pressure in patients with essential hypertension. Here's what I love about lemon balm. It practically grows itself. Give it a pot on your windowsill, and it rewards you with fragrant leaves for years. Fresh lemon balm tea is simple and pleasant. Avicenna knew something. Science confirmed it. But what Avicenna used in Persia, the Prophet Muhammad praised in Arabia. Our next plant appears in some of the oldest healing traditions on Earth. Number 7. Black seed. It is often called the blessed seed. Nigella sativa was found in the tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun, dating back over 3,300 years. A 2016 meta-analysis in the Journal of Hypertension examined 11 randomized controlled trials involving 860 participants. Black seed supplementation reduced systolic blood pressure by 3.26 millimeters of mercury and reduced diastolic blood pressure by 2.8 millimeters of mercury. Black seed contains thymoquinone, which inhibits angiotensin-converting enzyme, the same target that ACE inhibitor drugs go after. You can grow Nigella sativa from seed in most temperate climates. The flowers are beautiful, pale blue or white. Harvest the seeds when the pods dry and use them in cooking or press them for oil. That is 3,000 years of human use, with modern clinical trials confirming benefits. Now, while black seed works partly through your kidneys, our next plant works directly on a cellular energy pathway, affecting your entire cardiovascular system. Number 6. Coleus. In ancient Ayurvedic texts, this plant was prescribed for heart and lung conditions. Modern pharmacology discovered why in the 1970s. Coleus forskolii contains forskolin, which activates adenylyl cyclase and increases cyclic AMP inside cells. When cyclic AMP rises in blood vessel smooth muscle, those muscles relax and blood pressure drops. Ayurvedic practitioners understood through centuries of observation what took us microscopes to confirm. Coleus grows easily as a houseplant. But here is what fascinates me. Scientists figured out its mechanism decades ago. Yet researchers at the University of California, Irvine discovered in 2019 that many traditional blood pressure herbs share a completely different mechanism we had never identified. And the most powerful example is a plant probably in your bathroom cabinet right now. Number 5. Lavender. In September 2019, the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences published a groundbreaking study from UC Irvine. Dr. Jeff Abbott and his team finally answered why so many folk medicine plants from cultures that never contacted each other all lower blood pressure in similar ways. The answer involves KCNQ5 potassium channels in blood vessel smooth muscle cells. When activated, they cause relaxation and blood pressure drops. Lavender emerged as among the most efficacious CNQ5 activators discovered. Grandmothers across Europe, Asia, and Africa independently figured out that lavender calms more than your mind. It calms your entire vascular system. Grow lavender in pots or garden beds with full sun and well-drained soil. The same aroma that helps you sleep also works on those potassium channels in your arteries. But remember, when I promised number 4 would surprise you. When I said you have seen it your whole life in the supermarket, we have arrived. Number 4, celery seed. In 2022, researchers at Mashhad University published a randomized, triple-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trial. They gave hypertensive patients celery seed extract, totaling 1.34 grams daily for 4 weeks. Systolic blood pressure dropped from 141 to 130 millimeters of mercury. Diastolic dropped from 92 to 84. Those are numbers you typically see from pharmaceutical interventions. From celery. The compound 3N-butylphthalate works through calcium channel blockade, vasodilation, and diuretic effects. The ancient Chinese used celery medicinally for centuries. In 1960, doctors in Fujian province documented using celery juice to treat 16 cases of hypertension. They knew. We forgot. Now we remember. Grow celery and let some plants go to seed. Those tiny seeds are potent. But our next plant works through a completely different mechanism, involving a flower so stunning that festivals celebrate its blooming worldwide. Number 3, hibiscus. Picture deep crimson calyces of Hibiscus sabdarifa drying in warm Sudanese air. They call it agua de Jamaica in Latin America and carcade in Egypt. In 2007, researchers conducted a randomized double-blind trial comparing hibiscus directly against lisinopril, a commonly prescribed ACE inhibitor. Patients received either hibiscus extract or the pharmaceutical for 4 weeks, and both produced antihypertensive effects. A 2015 meta-analysis confirmed that hibiscus significantly reduces both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. Growing hibiscus is possible even in temperate climates, bringing plants indoors during winter. Steep dried calyces in hot water for a tart, refreshing drink. According to the World Health Organization, cardiovascular diseases claim 17.9 million lives yearly, with hypertension contributing to the majority. Here, you can grow a flower that clinical trials compared favorably to prescription medication. Now, hibiscus is remarkable, but our second plant comes from a tree so important entire economies were built around it. Number 2, olive leaf. In November 2025, a multi-center trial involving 621 participants was published in the Journal of Hypertension. Olive leaf extract reduced 24-hour systolic blood pressure by 6.4 millimeters of mercury compared to placebo. An earlier 2011 Indonesian trial compared olive leaf directly to captopril. At 500 milligrams twice daily, olive leaf proved similarly effective for stage 1 hypertension. Active compounds include oleuropein and hydroxytyrosol, improving endothelial function and offering antioxidant properties. Olive trees have been cultivated around the Mediterranean since 5000 BCE. The leaves held healing power we largely ignored. Grow olive trees in containers, bringing them indoors during freezing weather. Harvest leaves for tea or tincture. What ancestors grew for fruit also provided medicine. We just forgot to use the whole tree. But our number 1 plant has documented medical history stretching to the 17th century, with science backing that is genuinely impressive. Number 1, Hawthorn. The hawthorn tree belongs to a genus of almost 300 species. Since the 1600s, European doctors prescribed its berries, leaves, and flowers for heart problems. This was codified medical practice. A randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study with mildly hypertensive subjects gave 500 milligrams of Hawthorn extract daily for 10 weeks. Diastolic blood pressure dropped by 13.1 millimeters of mercury. 13 points. That is substantial. Hawthorn contains flavonoids that improve coronary blood flow, strengthen heart contractions, and regulate rhythm. Growing hawthorn is straightforward in temperate climates. Trees produce beautiful white or pink blossoms in spring, followed by red berries in autumn. Dried hawthorn berries make a pleasant tea. Here is a plant 17th century physicians trusted. Here is a plant modern trials validate. Here is a plant you can grow yourself. That thread of knowledge stretches 400 years, connecting past healers to modern scientists, to you in your garden. And there you have it. 12 forgotten medicinal plants that science confirms can help lower blood pressure. From yarrow growing wild on hillsides to hawthorn trees that can live for centuries. The knowledge was always there. We just stopped paying attention. You do not have to choose between modern medicine and traditional knowledge. They work together, complementing the care you receive from your doctor. By 2025, projections suggest nearly 1.56 billion adults worldwide will have hypertension. The pharmaceutical industry will profit enormously. You have alternatives, not instead of medical care, but alongside it, with your doctor's guidance. Start with one plant. Maybe lavender, because it is easy and beautiful. Maybe celery, because you eat it anyway. Whatever you choose, you are joining humans who understood the garden is the original pharmacy. If you found value, please give this a thumbs up. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more forgotten knowledge. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.